Should we pop open the cans before we start or after we start? Is that a thing? Jacob's drinking 2 energy drinks at once.
Well, I got this water and I have pre-workout in my truck. So I was trying not to take that.
Oh, so you're not even going to drink it?
I'm thinking about just letting it just sit.
But can I drink
Mine's
mine?
going to be, 100%.
Okay.
But I think product placement and you drink.
Are you going to drink? You're not going to drink? I'm just going to be the only one drinking that.
Is Ghost?
But he brought Ghost for us to drink.
Well, that's good. That's good. We got one not drinking, one drinking, and then one out of a shaker. It's perfect.
That's every version.
If we're all 3 drinking the same can, it's kind of like
it's just, then they know
Like,
we're aliens.
they're like, why don't we share this?
We're not real.
Yeah. So
I guess I need
Cool.
this mic. Don't
yeah,
I?
you need a mic.
W.
Jacob.
All right. Well,
Lord.
let's just.
Yeah, I guess we're here.
The room's cool though. I like it.
I do dig the Ghost stuff. It's kind of like
Yeah.
It's
like high fashion, but also like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known as Ghost.
Yeah, the hoodie that I got that I brought, I'll show you guys afterwards, is really dope. It's got like Ghost Hockey on the back.
You know,
This is their hat.
I love those block letters. You know,
He loves the block
Block letters are dope.
it's
Honestly,
kind of like look. It's,
Those
I
are
got
like
the F,
gothic
and you
looking.
got
so
the
like
G.
what's the
What
is that?
I got nothing.
Sorry, look, Kyle. As soon as
okay.
you lose,
I got a iron shirt, but that's okay. Whatever.
you should have.
I was
the
peeping
E.
that. I kind of like that.
You should have had the E.
They got cool
and
designs
the
for sure.
EFG.
Yeah, that's the other one that is Young LA. You heard of Young LA?
Yeah.
That's the other brand.
Yep.
They
got some
run
pretty cool-
big,
Yeah.
very big.
They like that relaxed fit.
Yeah, their joggers look like I have a diaper on,
Nice.
but
That's the look you're going for.
that's the look I was going for.
Old
All right.
diaper.
So
Cool.
are we going to start? Let's start.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I mean,
All right.
we're kind of going.
Well, I feel
We're
like
in
we should
it.
welcome people to the podcast.
Oh,
Hey,
do we welcome ourselves? Hey, Kyle. Welcome to our podcast.
welcome, Jacob. Welcome to our podcast. This is our first one we've ever done, so it'll be interesting. But we're really excited. We have our friend Rob here.
Hi.
Yeah.
We saved the best for first.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, I don't know about that.
Lord Almighty.
I think we should like have Rob as a regular on here.
Oh, he definitely
and
will
just-
be.
I'm super
if
down.
he's willing to. Yeah.
You guys just let me know when.
Okay.
I like this kind of
How
stuff.
about right now?
Right now? We can. I guess I'm here. I'm stuck here.
Yeah.
They actually locked the door. I can't get out.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a whole hour.
Great. No one's gonna come on the podcast anymore.
So Rob brought us Ghost. He's a Twitch streamer. He's sponsored by Ghost.
Yep.
That's what he's going to talk to us about today. Just a lot of
About
how he got
Ghost.
into what he's doing and
Yeah.
why he is so good at what he does. And
I appreciate that.
yeah. And I'm going to try this Ghost. Rob's going to let his
It's
sit there.
sour. That one is sour. The reason why I'm not drinking mine is because I am going to work out after this, and I don't want that. It's sour. It's good. If you like watermelon,
It's pretty good.
it's gas.
It's pretty good.
They're the first company I can really say that 100% of every one of their flavors tastes exactly like what it is.
It tastes like a warhead. It brings me back to fifth grade.
There's other companies where it's like I kind of taste hints of this, but it really don't taste like that. But it's the first time ever I'm like, okay. And it's 200 milligrams, just like right at the sweet spot where it's not
Yeah.
like
Totally stemmed out of your mind.
Yeah, because I am high stim anyways. I'm not trying to be super high stim.
I think watermelon can be done really poorly too.
It really can.
So like, if it's good, it's,
And I don't like watermelon, like actual the fruit.
yeah.
I never really have
Isn't it just a melon?
any kind of. I mean, is it not a fruit?
I don't know.
God, is it its own?
It's a melon of fruit. There's
don't
there's
know.
seeds. The whole tomato thing threw me off because I
Yeah,
thought it was
nothing's
vegetable.
real.
Yeah.
Nothing's real.
There's no such thing as fruits and vegetables anyway.
Yeah, there really isn't.
So
Cool.
so
Awesome.
we all met each other working for 10 Fitness.
Yep.
Me and Jacob still do work for 10 Fitness, but we don't work directly for them.
Yeah.
And you're totally out. And now
Totally
you're
out.
a streamer on Twitch.
Yeah.
How'd you start that? Like you just hang out
Man.
and play video games all day.
So that's the misconception. Well, initially, that's kind of what it started out. It was Christmas of, what is it, 2023, Christmas of 18 is when I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. Talked to the wife, and she was all for it. She's like, yeah, go ahead. So we weren't financially in a good spot. Did the Best Buy credit card.
And you're with 10 Fitness as an assistant manager at this point?
I was an AM. Yep. I was AM, and I was working at the RP. RP location. And it was, work and then stream at night. And I did it for fun. It was like, why am I not doing it for fun? And since I'm already playing, I might as well stream for people, right? And it was like the perfect timing when it was like kind of known, but it was a niche thing still. So there wasn't a whole lot of people doing it, but it was still a grind sense because there's a lot of people that have solidified themselves as that.
And this
But-
is on Twitch from the beginning.
Twitch from the beginning, yeah, the whole time. So Call of Duty's always been my game of choice. So ever since I was like 18, used to play it, and I was like, this would be cool to be able to do YouTube videos and stream, but never had the money for it or the time for it at the time mentally to like jump in, because I'm an all or nothing. So finally got the time to do that. Fast forward, and it's 2023, 5 years later, and I've been doing it full time for almost 3 years.
So when did you go full time?
When it was October 2021 or 2020, October 2020.
Yeah.
Peak COVID.
Yeah. Perfect time.
Peak COVID. And it was like, I was at a good, financially, I was at a really good spot with 10 Fitness, living and, I enjoyed it, of course, but it just never was like, okay, this is my passion. This is what I want to do. I always felt like someone's missing. So, I believe in higher power. I feel like one door was closed on purpose, and it forced me to like completely believe in what I could do. And it's, for the first time, I could tell you in a long time, I've been this happy, like actually happy, Awesome. It's not forced happiness.
But like, I remember you doing like Call of Duty tournaments.
Yeah.
Like way before you even started thinking about streaming. So you've been playing Call of Duty for how?
Yeah. I was 18.
Yeah.
I'm 32 now. What's the math on that? 12 years?
We're old.
12 years.
Yeah.
Playing Call of Duty.
I heard you're like really good too.
I'm decent. I definitely can't keep
You're
up.
like a professional.
I am a professional at it. But I feel like there's some kids that are in teens that are just like next, like savants at this stuff. Like to the point where it's like, I can't. There's no way. Like my reflexes start going downhill when you get in your 30s. Like I can feel it.
So that happens in video games and not just physical
100%.
sports too.
1000%. Fatigue.
So is it a mental thing? It's not a body thing. It's a mental thing.
I mean, my back hurts a lot because I'm in a chair. I don't know. There's some physical to it. But
so is it physically demanding to be a streamer?
Yes.
So
absolutely.
How so? Because you're used to being an athlete. You were a basketball player, and then you lift still. Like how is gaming physically taxing?
Physically taxing in the sense of like it depletes all your energy.
Yeah, because you have to be a personality on stream.
Mental,
like
an emotional mental drain.
Yeah, and then you feel that physically, if that makes sense. So I get off stream, I'm like gassed because I don't just sit there and play games. Like I got a community that I'm like very, very close with.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of these people's like jobs and like their family, and like there's Christmas gifts exchange. Like there's way more than just like these people that come in and just like hang out and watch.
So where are you at right now with subs and followers and all that stuff?
Across I think all the platforms right now, I'm like pushing like 50,000 followers. Subs is in between like 3,000 and 4,000 a month. Which
so does that fluctuate some?
Yeah, it does. But that's one thing is like I've tried to like track down algorithm and like track things, but there is no like consistent like thing to base off of. It's another reason why I put so many hours in. So that's like a sacrifice mentally to like
say like
I don't know
the inconsistency with that. Like what's that do like mentally of like you have to like just grind.
Yeah, I feel like there's no time to let up.
Well, yeah, I think people think like your followers just increase, like it just goes up.
Yeah,
and like once you get to 3,000 or 4,000, like it's going to go to 5,000 or 6,000. Like because it just, but you have to do stuff to maintain that level.
But the subs are different because they have to re-up every month.
Yeah,
yeah. And subs are gifted too. People come in and do gift subs, and like say someone comes in, you're new to the stream, you come in, you're checking it out, and someone in the stream that's been in there a while gift you a sub.
Yeah,
they give you a 30-day trial basically. After the 30 days, you can be like, oh, I like it, and you get added things to the stream, like you get emotes, and you feel like a part of something. And it does. I mean, it supports me directly. That's how I pay for supply everything for my family. But
it's not like YouTube where you sub. And just sub.
YouTube, there's a lot of residual. And you can have a video blow up from like a year ago on YouTube and you could pay and reap those benefits. But with Twitch, it's like there is no stopping. It's every month, like 300 hours a month, every month.
So what's your average time on stream daily?
11.
Jeez. So like what?
So I did 3,300 hours streamed last year.
Is it like mostly just Call of Duty or do you like switch it up or?
So Call of Duty, I think initially it was way more just Call of Duty, like tournaments and then that content. But here recently it's been like drum covers, some funny stuff on the side. There's some quirky games and stuff to get the chat more engaged. So I'm trying to like go towards more of the variety side of things, with like new games coming on board, like Hogwarts Legacy coming out this next month. That's going to be a big hit. I like Harry Potter, like little things like that, where people can see more the side of like what I enjoy too on top of Call of Duty. And because playing 11 hours straight Call of Duty is tough.
A good way to do it though, because like you can really hone in on one thing and draw in a good crowd, and then they're bought into you, and you can spread out and do more of what you like want to do. So
that's the hardest thing I feel like for streamers is playing games that they think is popular and not playing what they want to play.
Well, because people don't really care about the game anymore. They care about watching a personality, and they just want to see that personality do whatever they want to do. So
cool. Which is cool. I've met some really cool people, man.
Yeah. You got like NFL players watching your stream, don't you?
I've met some NFL players. I've met a few rappers.
What rappers have you met?
They're underground.
Okay.
But they're starting to blow up in like New York and stuff. It's just kind of cool seeing them sign with labels now, and it's like it's just weird how it comes full circle. I remember meeting them 3-4 years ago.
It's crazy.
It is wild, man. It is a journey. It's wild. My wife is my freaking rock. I don't know how she deals with me being away from her that much. Got a baby on the way. There's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah. Baby on the way. Crazy.
Welcome to the Dad Pod.
The Dad Pod. Almost. Almost there.
Is it July?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be crazy. Yeah. That'll be an interesting balance.
I think something interesting is we all kind of like took this leap around the same time. And like within like a month, me and you.
Yeah, we started in November.
Yeah, so I think you started in October or
October.
We were a month apart somehow, but we've kind of walked through some of this like ups and downs and like emotional, like this is the right thing, but it's also just like stressful, but also like super life-giving. So I would like just kind of go into that a little bit more of like.
Yeah. I think it's one thing you clock into 9 to 5. You understand your job. You understand what you're there for. You can still do the bare minimum on some jobs and you get paid for it. Working for yourself, especially in a passion, you doesn't feel like your job. And people think like you work for yourself, you get to make your own hours and you work less, or like this misconception of, dude, it's way different. Yeah. But I don't consider it work. So that's kind of where it comes into play. It's like, I'm just living life. Right. And I'm putting a lot of hours into that.
For me, it was like, oh, you're like watching the clock when you're working for someone else and you're like, the days are dragging. You're like, I'm just waiting to get to go home.
Yep.
Now you're like, I don't have enough time in my day because I have all these things that I'm passionate about that I want to get done. You're like, how's the day already over?
Yep.
Like I like look at my clock and I'm like, I just woke up and now it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I need to go eat dinner.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. I think we're still early in our lives. We do have a family.
Y'all are pretty old.
I mean, I'm getting there. We do have a family. I read something. I think it might have been this morning. It was like in your 20s and 30s, like that's where the hustling should be. And that's where you shouldn't have like this weird balance in like leisure and work. Like you have all this energy and want and you want to pursue all this. Like this is your best years. Like use that for
it kind of sucks yourself. Because like you're right. I feel like late 20s, early 30s is like when you're in the meat of like everything. Like you're really developing like the depth of your marriage. You're like having kids, raising families, growing a business, like trying to like grow a legacy for your family, and it's like a lot to juggle at one time. And at the same time, at least how I was brought up, like pretty much there's like a correct ideology to life. And then I've seen a lot of my friends like mid-20s be like, what do I even believe in like about anything anymore? About like religion or government or anything that we've just kind of was instilled in us from a young age. So we're like figuring out like soul searching too.
Yeah. No,
so that's
true.
a lot to juggle like all simultaneously.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
But coming back to it, I think it's the first time in my life that I found my purpose in life. And there's a lot of people in this life that don't get to find their purpose. Yeah. So I am super grateful for that.
It's awesome.
And it's just a humbling experience, but also very stressful.
But it's also like super life-giving to be surrounded by other people that have purpose and drive to get to these places. And that's like something that I feel like it's really discouraging, or I don't know, when you're around someone that just doesn't have purpose and they're just like walking through life
and they're just cool with it,
and it's just like almost like a corpse kind of just going through the motions.
Oh, it really is. You're not.
It's just like it's kind of dark feeling. You're like, what's like
you're not living. We're living. They're existing.
Yeah.
It's like there's a difference.
And so like that's something that recently, for me at least, I'm like, I just want to be intentional surrounding myself with people that are with the same drive and focus and like going the same place that are going to push you when you're needing that extra push. And that's where I'm thankful for these friendships.
Absolutely. Thankful for y'all. 100%. All that happened for a reason.
Yeah. And it's cool that like we're all doing our own different things that are more aligned with like how we were just kind of built to be, but like all still connected in the same area and can hang out and see each other really like flourish in what we're like meant to be doing. So it's super cool.
Yeah. It's dope.
Yeah.
Surrounded by like individuals. There was like thing on Mr. Beast. He said you could be really good at one thing and you're the only person that does it. And you can go a whole year, make multiple mistakes, learn from them and grow. But you can have multiple people with the same passion and want to pursue. And those 3 people get together and they can have more mistakes in that year, learn more, and be 3-4 years ahead.
It's like perpetually get...
It's like synergy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's dope.
Well, AI is interesting. And I saw a thing on AI that I wanted to talk about. It's like these AI party photos. Have you seen that?
Dude, I saw that yesterday, and it's really weird.
It's super creepy.
No, I did see it because the caption was like, these are not real people.
Yeah.
Because at first
they
when
got
I scrolled
like 7 fingers and things.
Yeah, it looks like totally real, but it kind of feels off. And then you really study it, and you're like, that woman has 7 fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. But
it really is.
And what's the platform called that they're on?
That's not Lenza, is it?
No. Lenza uses this platform. They made
that's like
a
the
third-party
iPhone
platform
version
to do
of
it. Yeah.
So wait, is this AI based on like an actual picture?
So they feed it like thousands of like
give
millions.
it prompts and then it generates a picture.
Yeah, but it's kind of like deep faking. You have to like give the computer faces to study and understand. So it's like if you don't give it prompts, it's going to feed you back like basic
random.
generic model looking people, and then you can like tell it whatever, and it
was super creepy.
It's very creepy. But the direction the people I heard talking about it went with it, and this is very weird to think about. Because these can be generated instantaneously almost. Like it's so fast. And they were talking about like leveraging that to target certain demographics. So like your algorithm on Facebook is different than mine and Jacob's. And so they could feed different ads catered to our personalities like instantly, like for the same product. It's very wild to like think about the marketing potential with that, but also the propaganda potential with that. Like once you train AI to think a certain way, like it's the same as with Google.
Yeah. It's like how we get to like the great filter and we all see different worlds and don't even know it.
Yeah.
It's like the Tower of Babel, but like
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what the Tower of Babel is.
Freaking wild.
It's just representative of this like great filter that we have as humanity.
It's very crazy.
Do you think it's going to like, I mean, it will.
What year do you think it's going to take over the world is my question.
I mean, dude,
I think it's already behind the scenes.
Hopefully we're not here.
Just aren't aware.
Like, are we even here right now, though?
I mean, what? Oh.
No, it is. It's
definitely going to wean out some like jobs. I feel like that's really going to put like a bunch of people.
Yeah, like
my thing with it is like most of the time, like jobs that get cut out that creates other jobs kind of thing. Like
that's true.
Like when automobiles came and got rid of the horses, like a lot of people in the horse industry lost jobs, but.
Yeah,
it's like you get coders and people that on the back end. It gets rid of like basic like unskilled labor.
So it's like the technological survival of the fittest.
Yeah,
but like, what are copywriters going to do? I feel like that's the first one to go.
I think they
already died off anyway.
Been using it. I think the copyright job is already on its way out, but they're going to try to survive. But then you need people who like have that. It's like. I think Gary Vee was talking about like the commodity of copyright is becoming depleted, but the idea person who you still have to have the ideas and you have to prompt it. And so you're the creation, the idea and the creativeness is to the top now.
But it's just like, I can't write copy, but I'll just type something.
But if you have a good mind, you're like, I want to talk about this and you're not a good copyright. It makes you have a skill that maybe someone who could write really good copy, but they have terrible ideas. They just just get told what to write. That job is gone. But the person who has the great ideas but can't execute it really well, that person just got a better job.
So
it's wild.
It is very crazy.
So like Kanye West. Like, he's the idea person. He just gets other people to execute it. Now the people with that kind of mind don't have to have a team of people. They have AI to do it.
Yeah. It's creepy.
It's weird though because it's like
getting canceled because I said Kanye.
No. But it's like super.
Absolutely not.
It's like super empowering to certain individuals, but like to an extent where it's like if everyone can do that, is it even?
But everybody isn't creative and doesn't have good ideas. Everybody can go in there and implement it, but the thing is, anybody can start a business, but are they gonna see it through?
So is AI ever going to be able to be programmed to be creative? Do you think?
It is creative.
But I mean, like to have creative ideas. Like if you're like, I don't have any ideas on this, write a business strategy for this.
Oh, wow,
like, make that.
Yeah, but a business strategy is not implementation.
True.
So you can have a great idea and get all the things on paper, but until you're actually implementing it, it's worthless.
Dude, speaking of AI, streaming world's taking over that too.
In what way?
So it's like, it's wild. So there's a thing called VTuber.
VTuber.
So it's like
virtual YouTuber.
Exactly. So
great.
It's basically you're there, but artificial intelligence has like overlapped on top of you, so you can be any character you want. So like while you're moving and talking, this character's moving and talking on screen or whatever. So VTuber, it's like it's been kicking off for like the past year and a half, right? Well, now instead of like the streamer, this is wild. The streamer having to have like actual interaction with the chat, they're integrating like an AI that responds to the chat and talks back. So like this picture like a VTuber on top with an AI. You can just hit live, walk away.
There's like the voice AI things where it in real time morphs. You can make it sound like whoever.
But like the crazy thing with all this is like, you know, the social experiments where it's like people are in a waiting room and everyone stands up except like the person that's not in on it. And then they just keep like standing up and sitting down. And eventually the person starts doing the same thing. It's like you could do this virtual thing and then have like an AI audience built.
Dude.
And like group psychology, like propagandate anybody into anything.
Travis Scott did that on SoundCloud.
Did he really?
They came out that one of his managers came out and said they had a bunch of fake followers on SoundCloud to get him signed with a label. It's like he had fake popularity, so he would get a label and then they promote him and make him famous.
What's hilarious to me is like
it's so like blatant and in people's faces, and if you don't have a trained eye for it, you don't know. Like from outside, like but companies.
Then people join in and he gets big because he appears big.
But it's like if you get a lot of people to say something or someone reputable to say something, people are likely to believe it. 100%. And those are both logical fallacies.
100%.
Like appeal to consensus and appeal to authority are both logical fallacies. So if you're logical, like none of this AI stuff can influence you.
True.
It's like if you're based, you're immune, but people aren't based.
That's why majority rules. Majority base, bro.
I'm all about that base.
That's like it was like, it came popular like 15, 20 years ago when people were like renting yachts or renting Lamborghinis and giving this like persona on social media that they were rich.
Yeah.
People bought into it. Following happened. Those people became rich.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like literally fake it till you make it.
It's the weirdest. And I mean, I'm not going to call anybody specifically, but it happens on Twitch.
Testy.
There's people, no, hell, definitely not me, bro. Y'all can go look at my analytics, bro. There's people that have they'll buy followers, of course, on Twitch. Also, view botting, where there's like a third party software they can download, right? And it'll give them fake viewers.
It's like artificially, but
they're not going to engage in chat.
But it is an actual view that a computer is processing. Exactly. But it's not a person.
And then when you look at the analytics, Twitch.
Does Twitch know that?
Hello. Oh.
I mean, Twitch is owned by Amazon. I think, like, of course they know that, but I think there's a benefit to them. That people are doing this.
They're getting viewers.
Yeah, because when you're scrolling through and you see people with all these viewers or whatever, it does help.
But also
Twitch.
like Twitter, like they were talking about how they had a bunch of fake accounts and we're like, when Elon was trying to buy it, they're like, well, like 20% of these aren't real.
Exactly.
So we're trying to sell it for more because they have this much engagement.
Exactly.
So if they allow it, which it gets through.
Twitch has ad revenue. So based on average viewers, Twitch gives you an incentive.
So they're kind of like at a liability with their
and it's weird. So like if you're well, in people that stream, it couldn't even be the streamer's fault. It could be a person in the chat that comes in and has a third-party software to make more people in that chat to give them more viewers. So
how do you stop that though? Like
there just has to be another software that just, like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's like a hack. It's like hacking in video games, right? It's like people have anti-cheat now in video games. So
like we had a person that wanted to make their website to where you couldn't screenshot anything on it, which cannot be accomplished because screen capturing is on the device's operating system. It's outside of the browser's capabilities.
You can't control it.
So it's like been released and they can do whatever they want with it at that point. So it's kind of like,
that's like saying something.
I don't know if they can
grab another phone and take a picture of it anyways.
Well, I just don't know that they can write something in the back end of their stuff to prohibit that from happening. And that's an issue when it comes to people paying for advertising dollars based on computer code happening.
Because I know people that make 18 to 40 grand a month.
They're paying out a lot of money.
Ads.
Yeah.
Just ads in general.
But that's also a thing with like our industry of like doing ad campaigns, and now like Meta's like not being able to decipher who's real and not. Who's a bot. And like if you're paying off impressions and half of your impressions are bots, like your money's not getting used to its highest ability anymore.
That's true. Endorsements, all that. It's just a weird false perception of like popularity.
Yeah.
Which I have such a freaking like, what's the word for it? My integrity is very, like, I've never understood it. I mean, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's almost like I get frustrated at the same time. It's like, man, people are cheating, blah, blah, blah. But I believe in karmic energy, man. It's not my job to.
Yeah. It's like with any tool, people are going to use it for good or bad. Like,
true.
So there's people who without integrity, they're going to use it for that. But then there's also people that are using it to just further just in a good way.
Yeah.
With the AI stuff, I also saw that people are using it to make YouTube videos now. So like you can use ChatGPT and write a prompt, talk about some history like thing, and then plug it into the voiceover AI.
Oh my gosh!
And then put in just stock photos, like stock
because that was like one of the biggest ways people were making ad revenue on YouTube. Was
they don't do anything.
Things.
Yeah, it's like all AI made the whole YouTube video, and they have a whole channel that's monetized, and they. All they have to do is give it prompts of.
But it's like top 10 places like never heard of, like
or
that
like
stuff, or
the history of Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah,
and like it just tells you this like article, and then you plug it into an AI that does voiceover.
That's genius. Just do it for like topics that every kid has to write.
Just general topics. Yeah. I know that I've actually watched them on YouTube.
Can that be part of our YouTube channel?
Sure.
We'll have an education section. It'll be fine.
Crazy.
So what drum covers are you doing on your stream?
It's honestly like based on the chat. So like there's things called channel points. So based on like how long you're in the channel actually watching, and I can manipulate like how many channel points it takes this for you to make me do this or whatever on stream, you know what I mean? So like the channel points they'll redeem. Drum says, let's give me the song.
So is it songs that you've heard before?
Sometimes it is. But like I feel like you understand this too. I feel like I can listen to a song. It can be an older song, it can be a newer song. Well, some new stuff is just like completely non-contemporary. It's just all over the place, and like some of the signatures are wild. But there's other things where you can like understand the cadence before it comes in. And there's been times where I actually kind of impressed myself because I've never heard the song before, and I know when there's going to be breaks and when there's going to be stops and when there's going to be fills and when there's going to be like this and that. And I just like.
Do you like these songs?
90%, yeah. Some of them I'm like, yeah. Some of them are just real, basic. But people like seeing the song, want to see it played or whatever. So it's dope.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So like, how wide of a genre spectrum does this?
Oh my gosh, bro. Cover? Yeah, I can't. I mean,
you do like some rap songs?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it like mostly
808 beats? No.
So you put on like the electric kit for that? I mean, it's all electric kit.
I think. Dude, all of them are pretty standard to what I have mine set to. Yeah. They're pretty spot on.
You want to like freestyle?
And freestyle my mouth.
Like right now?
No, I don't want to freestyle. I didn't bring my kit, man.
No, we'll put a beat on
just
it.
Just a bongo.
Is it even
portable?
I can't rap. I cannot rap.
Do you like rap though?
Yeah, rap's dope.
Like
new age. I mean,
what rappers do you like?
Man, you ever heard of Suicide Boys? These Suicide Boys are like, they're just.
Are they big? Are they kind of underground?
Yeah, kind of big. Okay. Yeah, Suicide Boys are dope. Of course, Drake. anything Drake is dope.
He's part of the Illuminati, though.
I mean, okay.
You're a sellout. I see why you got all those Twitch followers.
Okay. Oh, right. Took me 5 years. Not that many.
Sold my Illuminati.
I sold it for that. That's not worth, bro, at all.
Just like got a toe in the Illuminati.
Yeah. Just a toe. Just got a little wet.
Just a little baby toe.
But yeah, dude, I play all wide ranges.
Yeah. That's our goal as a business. We want to be big enough.
We're training to be.
We're trying to go to Bilderberg and like.
Yeah.
We live in Arkansas, y'all. We ain't no.
So did Bill Clinton. Do we have to cut this out? I don't know.
Cut. Cancel.
Oh man.
Sure, my Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh
sure.
gosh, he should have.
You like Chance the Rapper?
No.
Dang.
Wow.
That was cold.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I'm not gonna listen to him.
Well,
but if a song comes on,
well, I'm gonna.
It's fine.
If a song comes on, it's like, you know, it's okay. I'm not gonna go out of my way to go put him on a playlist.
Well, like, I'm trying to figure out like what kind of hip hop, like rap.
Let me look through. So what's cool is with Twitch, I have this like shareable thing where I've got some people that have access to add to a playlist or whatever. So we have like all the songs we listen to on stream and stuff. We add them. It's pretty dope. Man, it's been a lot of stuff, bro. Trying to think of another rapper that I've been like kind of. Metro Boomin, his new album was pretty good. He had a lot of like featured on it. Like the wide array of bands and stuff that I listen to and genres is kind of crazy.
Do you think you can get Post Malone on our podcast?
Dude, you want to know something crazy?
Why would he?
No. I swear on everything. I am really good friends with people that have played Call of Duty with him.
He's like, I'm best buddies with Post Malone.
I guarantee you, bro, I could get in contact with him.
Dude, I just want to talk to Posty.
Post, cool. Post Malone, if you're seeing this, buddy.
Right. I hope your ribs first subscriber
healed
to our YouTube channel.
I hope your ribs have healed.
Yeah,
from the fall.
That sucked.
But
dude, that was insane.
That was
bro.
hard.
Dude, I felt so bad.
The fact that he like got.
Didn't he finish the show?
He like.
Dude, he's a beast.
I don't know if he finished it or he like finished the song. Like I don't know, but he definitely like rescheduled and came back for another show.
He cracked ribs.
I think he did finish it, but it was just he was like, this wasn't like up to par. I'm going to come back and do it.
I was going to compare him to Dave Grohl, who broke his leg and then finished the show.
Dude.
But I feel like I could sing better with a broken leg than broken ribs. So, but both.
Both
how do you brace your rock stars?
Like, how do you brace your freaking diaphragm to sing?
It's crazy.
He's a musician too, though.
He's really good.
Yeah. Do you ever hear his story? How he like came about? I don't want to mess it up, and I'll kind of like give you the Cliff Notes version of it or whatever. He dropped out of college, and his buddy was living in Cali. Didn't have anywhere to go. His buddy told him to, he could live with him. So he left his house, drove to Cali, lived in lived in his closet, and all he did was just play Guitar Hero. And then in his mind, he's like, I could probably like play real guitar. So he got a real guitar, was playing real guitar, didn't have a job at the time. His buddy was just paying for everything, let him live there. And he wrote White Iverson on the guitar. And his buddy was like a producer. They wrote the song, posted it overnight. And I want to say it was like Snoop Dogg seen it, and it blew up overnight.
It was Wiz Khalifa.
Was it Wiz Khalifa? Okay.
So Wiz Khalifa saw it and reposted it, and it blew up.
Shared it on Twitter, and
it blew up overnight, right? And then now that dude that let him live with him, he hired him. He pays him like ungodly amount of money to like have a beer bong. He was just like, hey, come give me a beer bong for like it's $30,000 or whatever, like crazy amount of money. Dude, he set him up for life.
Yeah,
just taking care of his homie.
Dude, just seeing him like interact with fans and like paparazzi, he just seems like the most genuine person. Like he does not seem like he's like the stardom's gone to his head or anything.
And I love that.
Like I saw one where like this mom was like, my daughter's in love with you, and he's like, is she cute?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Lord, that's funny. I only listen to YouTube rappers. Have you ever heard?
I'm having trouble with this mic, guys.
YouTube rappers?
Yeah.
And we mean like that.
Like that Samson dude I showed you.
Okay, yeah. He's cool.
He's cool. It's like that's like a different kind of music though.
Right.
That's not like really like you're listening to music to even though he has some good beats for sure.
I really like Froggy Fresh.
Oh my gosh, Froggy Fresh.
Is that a real thing? Is it
Dude, I am the baddest of them all.
Dude, this guy's he's different.
Have you heard of Token?
No. The only Token I know is off South Park.
So Token, he's a YouTube rapper. He's actually like pretty big. He's rapped with like Tech9 and he's on Sway's talk show.
Okay, yeah,
Sway's talk show, and he's like, I don't know, he was on like 4 years ago or so, and he freestyled, and that's kind of where he blew up and really took off. He's got lots of like several videos with millions of views on YouTube.
That's cool.
And his music videos are really creative and like out there. A lot of people say his videos are kind of like early 2000s Eminem kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that dude's pretty good. So you should check him out.
I honestly like, no offense to like new age rap, but like I definitely I want to be able to understand what you're saying
for sure.
Enunciation. I want to know like where we're going with this song, not just like this too many ad libs now. Yeah, too much of that.
Well, you might think is interesting. I think his flow and his cadence is really unique. Like, and I don't know.
He's not like the mumble rap.
No, and
the mumble rap is just hard because you're like, I don't even know what's going on anymore.
He's got like one song that's like one of his more recent that it's just like triplets the whole like there's no break. It's just like triplets, but the song's in 4, so it's like got this.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like you have to listen to it a few times to really like feel, and then you really get it. But
that's like the cool thing about Eminem. He just has this crazy cadence to his rap. That's like he's like his own drum with his rapping.
Yeah, it's very percussive. Yeah, and like the vowel sounds and the consonants are all so important, but so is the wordplay, and so is like the influctuation in your voice. It takes a lot to be a good rapper.
There's an app called Amazing Slow Downer that you can like slow down music to like understand. To like no to like I use it for like guitar to like learn like really fast parts and stuff. And I did that on Rap God with Eminem to see if I could learn it. Dude, I slowed it down to like 25%. It was still too fast for me.
Still way too fast.
I was like, how does anybody? I don't even. But like you slow it down, and he's actually saying things.
No, he really is.
But it's like
Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes got his parts. Twista has his parts. Twista was the first one to really do it. Yeah. Like that went mainstream with it, and it was awesome.
That was when we were in high school, dude.
That's like prime.
15 years old.
That was prime.
That was
Kanye
a dope
too.
Song, though.
Dude,
yes,
Kanye,
Overnight
College Dropout, dude.
College Dropout.
That's like one of the goated like albums.
And if you haven't seen the documentary, you guys gotta watch.
Bro,
I mean, I think
it does bad things to me. Like,
yeah, dude.
Old Kanye is really good.
Yeah. I miss the old Kanye.
Yeah, I do.
What
too.
About
now? He's like
Lil Wayne?
Hitler.
Do you like Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne's my favorite rapper ever.
Mine too.
So I haven't listened to A Million forever, and I listened to I was like, this is a classic.
I used to like make my car fall apart with the bass from A Million.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just
some people don't like Lil Wayne's sound because it is kind of nasally, it's kind of whiny.
It's Lil Wayne. I mean,
but when it comes to like, dude, when it comes to like, what is it? Like his wordplay, he was like that first person that he would put something together, and you're like.
Dude, you can still listen to his like old songs and pick up on things that are like, I missed that back then.
Oh yeah,
and it's like so
double
intelligent. You're like, holy
so smart,
crap,
very intelligent.
He was in high school. I think he was like 15 or 16 whenever he was like getting like a record deal or whatever. But he was putting his pistol in his backpack going to school, and his mom came in one day and was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, I always carry this because like he lived in a rough spot.
Yeah.
And she was like, "You're done with school, drop out."
Yep.
And that's when we went on music and crazy.
Well, I feel like he's the best. I think he's my favorite rapper, and then like Kanye would be the GOAT for like producer, musician. Like his Kanye, production is crazy,
and I think it's really unique. Yeah. Like it's real different.
Using the samples and like the way he pulls it all off, especially early on. You're just like,
he was ahead of his time, and now you see those people that are pioneers ahead of his time. Michael Jordan,
he's using like disco music and samples like from the 70s and making it hip hop, and it like works so well.
Yeah,
they're just like savants. They're kind of awkward.
It really is like that.
They're like, for real. He's
awkward.
He's like missing like some screws in other places, but it's like creatively, he's a genius.
Yeah, that's what you got to know what you're getting with an artist. You're going to get someone that's a little bit off. Like,
do you think like this is something I talked to one of my friends about like, so like without social media, Kanye would be like goated as like one of the best creatives of our generation. But because of social media now and cancel culture, like we see too much of these people's lives. It's like where like someone like Da Vinci might have got canceled in this day and age.
Well, it's like we were talking about whoever it was that said the word spaz in a song and got canceled.
Beyonce.
Like, what are we talking about? And it is kind of a thing where like certain people that just are totally fake can be totally propped up because they're just like
they just say what they're supposed to.
Yeah, they're just NPC like, and then people that are just genuine and just say something that one person decided to be offended at are shut out for however long.
But I'm thinking like, but someone like Kanye who's like a creative genius, but like because he's in the limelight and everybody sees all aspects of his life. like
will get exposed.
So, but like someone like Picasso or Da Vinci, they might have been controversial, but you don't like. They're only the people close see
controversial,
it, but only the close people see like the really out there stuff. Versus it's like we all have access to it on our phone.
But
at
I think
time.
we're also talking about like people we only can hear about from hundreds of years ago versus now. I think more accurate would be like the Beatles or something.
Yeah,
like there was media then, but there wasn't social media.
Right.
So. Like they were exposed to get fame, but not their personal lives. Every nuance of it.
It just makes the more people that see those people, the more people aren't going to like that person.
Well, you get more of them versus like the Beatles. You only got the music in the performance. True. You didn't get like all the ins and outs of their lives.
It's also like Elvis and like some of these icons, like that only close people knew certain things about them, and then later on.
It gets exposed.
Then it gets exposed, but you've already got this preconception of like them as a legend. So
you've already like idolized
they're
them.
already a legend. They can't not be a legend. Yeah. They've just got flaws, and that kind of makes them cooler now because you're like, oh, they're human, but they're still like
unreachable. Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. People like my sister loves Elvis, and like we like all went to Graceland recently.
Yeah,
and it's like dope. People still pay money just to go look at his house.
Yeah,
and it's like.
That's pretty weird.
It's weird. It's really weird. There's like a whole museum with like his clothes and like all these different parts. They have a massive museum of just belongings of Elvis.
Stuff like that probably wouldn't have happened if he didn't have such an impact in a short amount of time before he died.
Well, he was it's the same thing of he was a pioneer of industry. Yeah. Like he started this wave of like rock and roll or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah. Speaking of music.
Yeah,
but he's like the Testy of.
He's like the Testy.
Dude, I don't know.
Rock and roll.
Dude, I'm telling you.
So
it's crazy.
My two artists I listen to right now are a rapper called Token and a band called Sleep Token.
Yes.
You ever heard of Sleep Token?
Heard of them,
but
it was only from you.
And have you heard of Sleep Token?
Same, just from you.
So, I did a shoot for Catholic High in September, I think, and some kid came up to me and was like, "Hey, you do like videos for people?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Could you shoot my band's music video?" And I was like, "Cool. What kind of music is it?" He's like, "Metal." I was like, "I love metal." And I was like, "What kind of music do you listen to?" He's like, "I really like Periphery." I was like, "I love Periphery."
Nice.
And then he's like, "Do you like Sleep Token?" I was like, "Yeah, I've heard of them, but I haven't really listened to them." He's like, "They're awesome. They're coming to Little Rock and I'm going in like a week." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then I didn't listen to the kid. And then they came to Little Rock and I missed them. And then they just put out music in the last few weeks. And I'm like, I should have listened to that kid because this music is sick.
Man.
So they're really interesting. They're kind of different. I've built this up way too much to you guys, and I hope.
I mean, I don't know. It's
all right.
It's a good build up.
But I don't know. You know, I'm a huge Periphery fan. They just put out their 2 new singles, and they're great, and I love them. They're
Speaking
amazing.
of, can we get Matt Halpern on here?
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
that's all we say the whole time.
Saw dude.
But to me, and I've been waiting for these singles from Periphery for like a year now, and Sleep Token has totally stolen the show for me.
Gotcha. Which happens.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Yeah. It's very unique. They're from the UK. The guy's got a crazy voice. It's really different from a lot of the music that I listen to.
Is this your favorite song?
This is probably my favorite one, but I'll tell you more of why I think it is one of my favorite ones after. But yeah, let's just give it a listen. It's called Granite. We're going to watch the...
Granite? When did this song drop?
This song came out 6 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So it actually went trending for a little bit on YouTube, which is why
how many views you have right now?
Right now it's at 386,000. So
okay, there's still
not crazy, but they've gained like 20,000 subscribers since this song came out.
Cool.
Can you full screen it?
Can you hear good?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sulfur on your breath, grinding in my chest. You will never have to talk about it. You'll never want to talk about it. Fury, true damn late. Reason glass on the street. You gave me nothing whatsoever but a reason to leave. You say you want me, but you know I should leave. But when you sit there, acting like you know me, acting like you only brought me here to get below me. Never mind the death threats, falling at the door. We'd rather be 6 feet under than be lonely. And if you had a problem, then you should have told me. Before you started getting all aggressive and controlling. You only drink the water when you think it's holy. So keep an eye on the road, or we will both be here. It's more than just a body in the passenger seat. And you were more than just somebody I was destined to meet. You see it go half blind when you're looking at me, but I am between the second hand smoke and the glass on the street. You gave me nothing whatsoever but a reason to leave. You say you want me, but you know I'm not what you need. But I am.
The video's trippy.
It's cool. There's a different character for each song on the album.
Yeah. Yeah. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know we don't have in-ear monitoring on, so whatever. I can't hear. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right.
What do you think?
So he kind of sounds like Sam Smith.
He has a very soulful voice.
It's very like soothing.
It's
and really
sexy.
cool. And I like how that whole song is a build up, and I love that.
Yeah, it's got like a pop song structure with some metal like sonicality at the end.
Yeah.
I know.
But
At
with a
first I was
progressive
like,
build up.
I knew it was coming.
I was like confused.
Yeah.
I was like,
I knew it was
this
coming.
How does this
Kyle
even relate to
listening
Periphery?
Yeah. I knew it was coming. I should know when.
Well, they've got the first one they put out was called The Summoning, and it's a heavy hitter. But this one was like very vibey and slow, and just like
It's like the first song that you sent me from Periphery Satellites. First one ever. It's very
It's like a segue
similar
into what they can do, but they do this. I mean, he's got such a good voice.
He really
It's just
does.
So his lyrics
It's a
are
vibe.
great, and like that chorus is like 2 notes. He can sing those 2 notes and sound beautiful.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
it's
dude's got
just-
a really good voice.
yeah, and the layers of harmonies. But
That's really good.
yeah, like
And the drums was really good. I'm a big fan of like
The production is
non-traditional like fills that always come on a backbeat where they like die out, but they come in like it's a weird. It's like
yeah, but it's not too off
exactly.
that it takes you out of the groove or anything. Like it's very
Yeah.
like digestible for people that aren't musicians, but it's like you can tell these are really good musicians.
Absolutely.
And like the off rhythms of that heavy part at the end are the same as the rest of the song before that, but it just hits differently because it's just presented and arranged in a little bit different way, but it's the exact
Yeah.
same music.
So dope.
But for me, it was really cool because like we've been grinding on business stuff.
Right.
And kids are crazy and you're about to learn about that.
Crazy kids.
But life just gets out of hand sometimes. And I don't know, I guess like this song just came at a time when it just like there was an itch in me I didn't know I had, and it just like filled that. And then
Yeah.
it just like I don't know. I've always loved heavy music. There's something about that like frequency and that sort of sound that just is in me, and it just feels right. And so I was watching people react to this song, and it's just cool to see other people be excited about something that hits you hard. And like I've driven 6 hours to see Periphery in other states by myself. Yeah. And with strangers I don't know, you feel connected because you're all like feeling that at the same time together. Yeah. And then, so why this song was very special to me was like, I'm watching these reactions, and there's a few of these channels that it's like a couple. It's like a husband and wife that are reacting. And so they like have that shared kind of connection. I've never had that with any girl. I never like, and I never thought that I would have that with my wife. We have totally different musical taste and stuff. And, I showed that one? I showed her a different one first, which is another one you should check out. Okay. But then we listened to this one second. And like a minute into the song, she's like, holy crap. Like, I love that. I think I'm falling in love with a band right now. And it's like one of her favorite songs too. Like that, granted, is like her favorite song right now too. Gotcha. And so it's just like super, it kind of brought a lot of just like healing to the busyness of life and everything. And just to like feel that connection with someone that I've already like got a deep connection with and I've never had that before. And it was just really, really cool moment.
That is cool.
So
it's dope. Thanks for sharing.
They're good, dude.
Now I can listen to them.
You can listen to them now. You are set free.
I couldn't listen to them all week.
No, they got some good stuff, and they're good at writing like catchy hooks and catchy choruses, and then like making it heavy too.
Can they do like a collab with Periphery or something? I think those vocals, like the high vocals mixed with that, would be
crazy,
ridiculous. Because that was like, it was like very like meshed well together, because it like the vocals sit in with the music really well on that. Like, but if you had something sit right on the top, like what's the singer for Periphery?
He sings high, but not like Spencer Sotelo sings high.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that would like cut through. Belt. It would just cut through a lot more, which it would add a cool dynamic to it.
He's got that soulful voice, so he does his falsetto highs, and they're nice and smooth, but they're not.
But they blend really well versus cut through.
Yeah. But yes.
So since we're on the music, can we share our story about Periphery? And
absolutely.
Meeting Matt Halpern.
Yeah.
I think the world, this is the time the world needs to know.
This is the time that I leave.
I want to take credit, though. I finally convinced you guys to listen to Periphery, and y'all liked them. And
I love Periphery.
Love them.
And
I was listening to Only Smiles while I was working out earlier.
Nice.
Yeah. I really like it.
And I remember when we went to the show, we'll get to the story, but I remember like 10 seconds into Periphery set, you turned to me and you're like, this is the best live mix I've ever heard.
Yeah, because it's like, you think of like normal rock music, it's like you just go in and your ears bleed because it's so loud and they're just trying to blow you away. But you go into that and it's like we could hear each other, or your ears aren't like ringing when you leave. And so it's like, it's an experience, but it's like well mixed and you can still hear all the parts like the recording.
That's definitely like the misconception about metal, is that it's just loud and noise. And there is that, but it's not. It's very like articulate and precise. And
of course they want to sound like the
especially now sound. That everyone's like, no one's using an amp on stage. Like you can control that a lot more. And it is more about like people being able to actually hear the music.
Absolutely.
Well, like the next month I went to a Korn and Breaking Benjamin concert.
Oh, it was just in your face.
Well, dude, Korn sounds exactly like they do.
That's awesome.
Like on the radio or whatever. They were very impressive.
And Breaking
Benjamin, I love Breaking Benjamin, but it was questionable.
Man,
that was the second time I've seen them.
I saw
also,
them a long time ago too.
This is kind of on the same thing. My favorite concert experience was one time I went to Memphis in May, and it was like Breaking Benjamin, and then like Slash came out with some random band and played, and then Five Finger Death Punch was the headliner. They came out and their ears were not working, so they kept getting off with each other, and they were like arguing on stage while they were trying to play, because like the backing track was like they were like out of sync, and you could hear something was wrong. And then I think the lead singer has like some anger problems and like alcohol issues and stuff. And he was like yelling at the drummer, and the drummer like threw his sticks in the crowd and walked off.
Oh,
and then
no.
He goes, well, I guess we just came Four Finger Death Punch.
Wow.
And then like the rest of the band walks out and tries to get the drummer to come back so they can finish the set. This is like 2 or 3 songs in.
When is this?
This is in like 2016.
Okay.
And then so he, like, the lead singer stays out there and sings like a cappella, like Far From Home. which was kind of cool. But then they come out and try to play one more song, and they couldn't get on sync still. And then they all leave, and he's like, F this, and throws his mic out in the crowd and walks off stage. And we didn't get to see the concert.
Wow.
Sounds like a good
So we walked to the next stage and watched Lenny Kravitz.
I guess we'll just go over here.
Which I think Lenny Kravitz is probably a better show anyway.
Yeah, that's awesome. God, that's funny.
Gosh.
Because I follow the guy that I think plays in drums in Five Finger Death
Yeah.
Punch now. Like, I think it's like a studio drummer
Yeah.
that they just have to with him or something, but he's really good. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming.
It was a lot of fun.
We still have to talk about the periphery.
Periphery.
I thought we got away from it. I was like,
Rob
yeah,
is like, I'm out. He's like, saved.
But so we'll just say that we went before the show. We went to get drinks somewhere. We're riding around Dallas on scooters, going to get drinks, and then going to go to the Periphery show. Me and Rob's favorite drummer ever is Matt Halpern.
Speaking of, if we can get redemption, Matt, will you come on the show?
Yeah.
please, Matt.
So
forgive me.
We're walking up to the venue, and like around the corner is like their tour bus. And we're like, okay, cool. And then we see Matt Halpern like walk to the tour bus, and me and Rob kind of freeze.
I was like, look, there's Matt. And Rob goes, hey, Matt.
And then Matt goes and looks directly at us
It's
and
like
kind of
He
walks.
starts walking
It's
toward
like
us.
100
He's
feet.
like these, yeah.
It's like 100
really
feet.
far away.
He's right there
We
next to the
yell
tour
at him.
bus. There's not a lot of
And he's
people
like,
there.
okay, I'm gonna just like walk towards these people and see if they want to chat. He's being really nice, and then Rob just goes, "Say, dude," and then walks around the corner.
And he's like,
and then
saw dude, and just runs off. And then Matt Kyle's like, I don't know what to do, and walks
I
off.
just
And I'm
followed
like,
him.
are we not going to meet him? Okay, let's
and
go.
then we both realized how bad we just froze. And then come to find out, Matt was like horribly sick that night and was still trying to be nice to his
He had the
fans,
Rona,
and
probably.
we freaked out. We
I
messed up.
fanboyed for a minute.
Also,
It's
just
the
to make it
worst
worse,
time.
Plenty was sitting right by the bus, too.
Was he really?
Yes, he was leaning on the wall.
What's crazy about that is, though, I didn't really know much about Pliny at the time.
And now he's
I was
like your
there just for
favorite-
Periphery, but Pliny's
Such a vibe.
Dude, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
But yeah, that was very awkward and weird. And it's something, an experience I'll never forget. And it honestly made the trip.
And then during the concert, Rob's DMing him like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
But it was like, if we play this up and are like over the top awkward, maybe that will smooth it out somehow.
absolutely.
And it did.
It did.
'Cause He was like,
and he remembered it. I guarantee there was a lot of people during that time, before that show and leading up to it, whatever, that he probably didn't remember.
But
he
we were
remembered
like, we were like all three on his next several posts commenting, "So, dude, just
And he was
saw
liking
dude, just
it,
to
and
remind him, like, where are
exactly.
those people?
Saw, dude.
Saw,
Where are those
dude.
awkward
He like
guys?
was responding to him.
It was
Yeah.
very awkward.
He seems nice.
He
I
said-
hope
yeah.
if I ever see him again, I'm not like that.
Yeah. Oh, it won't happen next time. It's definitely not. I'm redeeming myself.
It was
famous now, so-
slightly better than when we met Phil Heath.
It was way better than when we met Phil Heath.
Or
was I? How,
It was a
how
little
bad?
awkward.
How
We're
bad?
like,
I was like, "Hey,
can I-
Phil."
no,
can I get a
no.
picture?
Was it Breon? Who was
It
the-
was Keon. Pearson.
Keon, dude. That was
Yeah, that was awkward.
Kyle's
And
like,
I felt
"Oh,
bad. 'cause
I'm a fan.
He was like really well. He came out of the Keon Pearson, one of the top 212 bodybuilders in the world. We're at the Olympia shooting footage for Brooke Walker, and we're going to get our press passes or something. And he just like happened to walk out like right when we're about to walk in, and I'm like, "Oh, Keon!" And he just looked at me, and I wasn't prepared. He caught me off guard.
That's the thing. When you're not prepared like this,
Yeah.
if I was in line
It's different
waiting
if
to
you're, like,
meet
in a meet and
Matt,
greet, yeah.
right, it'd be way different. But when
Yeah.
you're like something
caught,
happens,
yeah.
dude, it's crazy.
And then
But
Kyle
he
he's like,
likes-
oh, can I get a picture? And then he like gets it, and then he comes back. He's like, dude, his back was so dense.
Well, Keon smoothed it over, and like he's depleted and like one day out from the Olympia and like dehydrated and all this stuff. And I was super awkward, but he just kind of turned it into this like playful joke thing. It was super cool.
That
And
is
we get a
cool.
picture, and I like put my arm around it. I'm like, "Thanks, Keon," and then he walks off, and I'm like, "That was the hardest back muscle I've ever felt in my life."
They're different,
It's
bro.
crazy.
They're different.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It is wild.
I like chased Phil Heath through the casino to get a photo with him.
Did you?
Kyle was on the phone. We were trying to find Kyle. We were trying to
eating
find
lunch.
each other.
Yeah, we were eating lunch, and Jacob's like, "I think I came in the wrong entrance, but wait a minute, there's Phil Heath. I gotta go." And I'm like, "What?"
He's like, no, where are you? And
I'm
like,
like-
I'm chasing Phil Heath across the casino to get a photo.
And I'm like, "Lindsay, Phil Heath's here," and she's like, "Okay, go. I'll get the tab." And so I left, and she paid the tab, and
That's crazy.
then I called Jacob. I was like, "Where are you?" He's like, "We're just in this area," and it's impossible to navigate anywhere in Vegas because it
It's
all looks the
horrible.
same. It's this giant maze I don't know how I found y'all, but I did find him right before he was walking off, and I was just like, "Hey Phil, like, can I get a picture? I'm a big fan."
But like right there is also where I was in line buying a smoothie with Steve Nash right behind me,
which is wild.
And I was like,
whenever you texted me, I was like, wait.
He had his haircut too, so I had to like Google him, and I was like, "Is this Steve Nash?"
When they get to that,
I was like looking at photos.
And he's getting older too,
dude.
so it really started looking different, man.
Yeah. And my thing that I had to Google him is I thought he was gonna be taller than that.
No, he's like 6'1".
I was like, dude, he's the same height as I am.
I think he's listed at 6'3", but like
he's not 6'3".
That is sports.
They fudge their stuff so much.
He was no taller than I am, and I was like, this dude's not in the NBA.
Why would you claim taller than you are in the NBA though?
Matchups
as a guard.
Matchups. That's all it is.
Would you always do that? Is there ever a strategy where you wouldn't?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
It's weird.
It is kind of weird. He may have just gotten shorter over time, age.
Yeah.
Could.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Did you see Shaq has like a torn quad?
Yes.
You saw that video of him doing leg extension?
Yep.
Did you see that?
No.
It looks bad. It's like torn right up here, and when he was doing like, you see it. So his bodybuilding career is
yeah, he's also like 50.
Did you see Eddie Hall is talking about doing bodybuilding? Did you hear any about this?
Last time I heard anything about Eddie Hall was the boxing stuff he was training for, but that was it.
Yeah, now he's like, I think I'm going to do bodybuilding now, and it's like, you're a refrigerator.
Dude, he's built like a Mack truck.
People don't understand. Like Keon and like Sean Clarita, who won the 212 again this year.
Yeah.
He's 5'2" on a good day and weighs 176 pounds on stage. It's
we
not
were
about
taller
being
than
big.
everybody at the Olympia except C-Bum.
Nah, there's some tall open guys now. We just didn't like Michael.
Everybody
Krizo,
that I met was short as crap.
Yeah. Branch Warren is like up to my chin.
Yeah.
Michael Krizo is a monster. Do you know who that is? He's a monster.
Rob Bailey was the only one that I was like, this dude towers me.
Yeah. Rob is a beast too.
James Hollings. Did you see James Hollingshead?
Yeah.
He's
the Mountain, or he was there, and he was freakishly
Dude, what was hilarious is they had Brian Shaw present the awards for the 212 winners. So he's like 6'10".
He's literally towering over all of them.
He's like 6'8" or 6'10".
He's huge.
And he's giving the award to Sean Clarita, who's like 5'1".
I met him in the lobby at the show.
Thanks, Dad.
I met him in the lobby at the show for Broke Show, and he was like wearing a
Brian
suit.
Shaw?
Yeah. And he looks so funny because he's like the biggest man I've ever seen. And he's like wearing a suit that I know he had to get. It's like
a blanket.
It's like 3 suits put to one.
I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, you don't, but someone that big looks funny dressed in like.
Oh, bro. Yeah. Like Shaq in a suit.
Yeah,
it's just like, you don't see that every day.
Good Lord. Well, I know you have to go.
That's it.
I think we should wrap it up.
Cool.
Thanks for coming.
I had fun. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come back. You bring the drums, and we'll jam. How bad of a deal would that be for you to bring drums? It'd be like, event.
What we could do is stream or like live stream it.
It'd probably be easier for us to take our setup there.
Well, I was gonna say is we could like
just remote
virtual like do it
remote
together.
in.
We could be here and he could be there.
Yeah, but if we're gonna like play together, there's gonna be some latency.
Oh, well.
God,
I'm always off beat anyway, so it might help.
Yeah, like really bad. But anyway, thanks for coming on.
Had fun.
I hope this wasn't a total train wreck of an attempt at a podcast. And
I think it was fun.
Maybe we'll do it again.
I mean, we're gonna have to.
We have to, I guess.
Yeah,
Cool.
we're in this.
The
door's locked. We can't even leave.
Comment, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe, comment. Follow him on Twitch.
It's just twitch.tv/Testy. That's it. TESTY.
And you have a YouTube channel too, but
same. It's Testy FPS on YouTube.
Testy FPS.
Testy FPS on everything else as far as social goes, and then Twitch is just Testy.
Sweet. All right. We'll see y'all later.
Cool.
Bye.
W. That was a W.